I like it when a game respects me enough to tell me to get good. I'm getting into some combat. Hit me. Oh, I ran into him. Did I just die? Oh no. What do I do?
Oof.
Power toggle you. Am I foobarred? I died. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, wish me luck, guys.
Godspeed.
We need to get a giant yellow decal on the back of your ship that says beware pilot in training.
Pilot in training. It's 100%, dude.
The hangar explosions usually give away the pilot in training.
Holy craps, man. I did it. I'm a pilot. I don't need that bumper sticker, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure. Oh, shoot.
I can't wait until someone playing this game just
I think I died.
The one button.
Oh, I didn't die. Did I die? I died. I fell out of the ship. Apparently it wasn't, I thought I parked it, but I didn't. Today I'm making you a video about my hands-on impressions with Star Citizen in 2023. This is because I've seen a couple of comments and a couple of tweets asking for my opinion. Just to name a few, Sean over on a YouTube video says, as a long-term backer of Star Citizen, this warms my heart in relation to the video where I talk about the moment I fell in love with Star Citizen. And the Bertie over on Twitter says, I read it so buggy. Please let us know your thoughts. After diving into Starfield, I feel like I need a bit more space gaming. And so in today's video, I want to give you guys both some context as to the experience that I've had so far, my thoughts overall, especially from what I've heard as an outsider all this time, because if anybody who has been, whether you're interested in Star Citizen or not, I think gamers in general know that there is a cloud, or there's a looming sense of, for lack of a better word, not my word, but the word I've seen used online, scam with this game. And I have to say, like, I don't get that experience at all, but obviously I'm coming in at year 7 and experiencing this game for the first time. And honestly, if you guys don't know me or my content, I'll do a small introduction that hopefully gets everybody caught up to the same speed, but this is an incredible experience. This is something that I really now want to succeed. And honestly, since I purchased the game months ago and haven't had time to play, this is a game that I'm thinking of how can I get more time to play this game, and it truly is a great experience. Let's acknowledge a bit of bias because and a little bit of an advantage that I have over somebody who's thinking about jumping into this game. The learning curve is insane, which I respect and I like, but I'm also getting assistance from chat and the community here as a content creator. I don't want to sit here and say that your experience will be the same as mine, because I feel like I do have this added advantage where somebody who is just playing this solo might easily get frustrated and quit and walk away. But here's the real kicker. These games aren't meant to be solo. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of people, just like I've seen in Final Fantasy XI, like want to help. There is a beauty. There is this incredible experience in this game where players especially want to help others, learn the game, take their experience and transfer that into a new player. Because I think the game and the community wins when you have that inviting nature to it. But anyway, let's say it. I wanted to do a small introduction for those of you who are new. So hello everyone and welcome. My name is Brian. If you happen to be new to the channel, I love MMORPGs. I love RPGs. I really have enjoyed Starfield this year. And I think because of that and what I'm seeing with Squadron 42, that it just was like, let me go see what's going on with Star Citizen, because the internet seems to say one thing, but we all know talk is cheap, and going hands-on and experiencing something for yourself is something that I advocate for a lot of gamers. And I'm like, you should try it for yourself. I don't really worry about like review scores. Try it for yourself, see what you think, because this is from an experience where I remember being, in my 20s, and if a game didn't get a 9 or greater, it wasn't worth my time. And then going back and playing some of the games that I missed, I realized I missed out on a lot of really great experiences for things that speak to me because of my, in a way, snobbishness towards games and reviews. And so I vowed to try and break out of that mindset. I was introduced to MMORPGs via Final Fantasy XI, a sandbox MMORPG. Modern MMORPGs are theme park based. And what I describe this as is that I think theme park are like, sugars. Like if you take like a sweet cookie, right? Like I love oatmeal raisin. I know that makes me weird, but it is what it is. And that is my favorite cookie of all. That's the theme park. It's an oatmeal raisin cookie, or in your case, it could be, I don't know, a cheesecake. Cheesecake is also great. I haven't had sugar in about like 6 months now, and I'm down 45 pounds. So there might be some food-based analogies in videos going forward. You've been warned. Anyway, smash like if you're pro weight loss in this case. So the theme park though, it's sweet, it's delicious, it's understandable, but it doesn't fill you up. It doesn't make you feel good over the long run. And that time from where you're enjoying the sweet treat to when eventually your body says, hey, there's something, I need some vegetables, I need some protein, more protein in my diet. That could vary by person to person. I've seen people like absolutely just like gorging on an MMO, getting the sweet treats for 7 years saying like, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden they kind of have that like kind of wake up moment. But then the theme park though is kind of the meat and potatoes of a game. It means that the learning curve usually is going to be much greater, but the payoff ends up being so much, in this weird analogy, sweeter. And that's what I'm experiencing right now with Star Citizen, still in alpha, still probably years and years away, but it is here and it can be experienced. And it's a world that I think, how can I get more time with this game? How can I find more ways to step in and learn and fight? And that's why I stand by what I said at the start of this video. I respect the heck out of a game that tells me to get good, because that's what it does. And that helps, I think, so much build in the sense of danger and the sense of just doing something like in the real world, but just doing something, working towards something. And it either can go completely wrong in the 11th hour, or some things happen and you succeed. And it's in those small like victories that they feel so much better than disposable loot on a treadmill that just kind of comes and goes and comes and goes. And I get why the theme park model is successful. I understand it from a engineering and an economics perspective. I understand why gamers prefer that. And essentially though is that I'm really glad to see people willing to make the risky investment into something like Star Citizen, into something like a sandbox MMO. And honestly, oddly enough, my experience so far with Star Citizen actually gives me a lot of hope, more than I've had for Ashes of Creation, still perpetually being worked on. And the fact that they still are is a good thing. And that's something that I think is the real thing that I want to kind of talk about, outside of negativity and outside of people's personal beliefs about whether a game is or is not good. I look at the fruits of things, right? Like when we look at the fruits of it, it could have been just another Kickstarter game then, oh, thanks for the money. Oh, turns out it didn't work out, right? We've seen that happen from time to time. But yet we're seeing the studio, they're releasing Squadron 42, which I think is a genius move, because when you think about the sandbox MMO, we're talking about a niche within a niche, most likely within a niche. We're triple niching on down here. And with those connections, when I look at what it means, to have that, like, how do you introduce somebody to this world, right? There hasn't been a school, like a Star Citizen history where people have this baked in nostalgia. When you look at the MMOs that have been that haven't really, that they've struggled, because every MMO outside of WoW has really struggled, but we've seen Final Fantasy, really step up. It's built off of a franchise. It has a install base. It can pull down from nostalgia. Squadron 42 offers that for Star Citizen, because it lets people who maybe just want to play a story-driven space, game, and then it lets them say, hey, well, by the way, if you enjoyed this, maybe you might enjoy this other thing too. And there's connections, right? There's lore connections, there's world, and I think that is a really smart idea. And so I'm personally actually really excited about that game now. Obviously, I like space stuff. I've been that way for a very, very long time. And so I'm really happy to see something like this. Let's talk about this now, kind of as a final thought, because I think this kind of wraps up the video and really where I'm at right now. Because again, I haven't put thousands of hours into this game. I've only bought basically the base edition of Star Citizen, and I'm gonna look to see, like, because I know that people say that you can, I don't know, like backing wise, but I'm not against giving them additional money, because I'm all for seeing this thing come into fruition. But that being said, there's another Starfield, that I really enjoyed this year. And so to kind of contrast those two games and these two experiences, because the other one people bring in is No Man's Sky, and really, like, outside of the space kind of concept, these are three different complete games. And I like, Starfield for the RPG, but it's not to say that, let's say they ever do a Starfield 2, I think they absolutely need to do what Star Citizen has done in terms of how you travel the universes and the star systems. What they have done here is truly spectacular. And that's something where, I'm not going to fault Starfield for not doing that, because what it does, I enjoy. I like how it kind of comes all together. But let's be real here. Like, if they allowed you to travel, from the planet into space, being able to light, grab jump, the way that it does in Star Citizen, man, like I tell you, Starfield would, I think a lot of frustration that people have had is remedied by that. It feels like you're really traveling, through space, and just that realism in and of itself is, I think, something very immersive that I do get the complaint that people have regarding Starfield. But Starfield, in this case, is more of an RPG. There's all those different other systems. And so there's something to enjoy there. There's something to enjoy about No Man's Sky. And there's clearly something to enjoy about Star Citizen, each three of their own kind of making and kind of stamp on history, so to speak. So, guys, that's what I want to sit down and share with you all today. I cannot wait to do another stream. This is a sprint delivery week for me, so usually that can end up meaning either a little bit light on content, or I try to work on more content after the kids go to bed, and then we get that scheduled out for you guys. Speaking of which, a couple things. If you guys are still around, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. It's a great way of supporting the channel and the content. Also, check out the top link in the below. We just crossed over 200 followers over on Instagram, and that is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm still going to be working my way over to try and get to 1,000. So if you guys use Instagram, you don't mind giving that a follow, that'd be great. I do post content over there. I've been doing more reels and things like that. So, and also some of my comedy stuff should be going up more as that progresses. That all being said, if you guys are interested in tuning in for a live stream and stuff like that, just be sure to hit that bell or be a part of the Discord and be a part of the Discord notification group, so that way you get notified when I do go live, because it is more random and we stream everywhere, and all the links for Kick and for Twitch and for Facebook should all be in the descriptions, etc., for you to hopefully easily find. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one, but until then, take care.